You're listening to 101.1 FM WOPP-IP WDRV-IP WALE-IP Providence. I'm your co-host, Dhruv
And I'm your co-host, Alejandro Jackson.
And this is the Out of Pocket Podcast,
where we pull conversation topics out of our pocket.
And occasionally, go out of pocket.
Hi, welcome back to the Out of Pocket Podcast. On today's show, we're continuing our segment, Artist Affray, where we are trying to each sell you a number of artists. And by you, we mean the listeners, but also to each other. Yeah,
the interesting thing about today's Artist Affray is we ourselves are not super familiar. Those of you who listened last time knew that I was really plugging Twerp, and I'm actually going to go see them in concert tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. But the artists today, neither of us are super familiar with, but they are going to be on the lineup at Brown University's Spring Weekend, our annual music festival that's held towards the end of spring semester every year.
Yeah, we'll talk a bit more about Spring Weekend in a little bit, but first... Hola, ¿cómo te va la cosa? I'm here to clean your room. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. A few housekeeping things. Oye, pero he's Cuban, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Say, bro.
It's true.
I know I look different.
Soy cubano.
I'm naked.
For the listeners only listening on audio, he's not actually naked in the studio right now, but he did shave his goatee.
It's cold. I don't know how you people do it. Walking around out here with your bare faces in this Providence weather. It's like 40 degrees and raining today.
There's no way your goatee actually kept your face warm. It was just on your chin. Ain't no way.
Yeah, you're right. It's not that much of a difference. But I just say it to say it, all right? I did shave. I know. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. If you do, I don't know, just hit us up on our contact page and let me know. I know there's quite a lot of people in my life who, well, and by that I mean my mother, who hate the beard. So, the other thing in housekeeping, last week's episode, we want to know what you thought. As we said in last week's episode, our most ambitious episode yet. We're really proud of it, and we would like to hear what you have to say about it. So, if you see us in person, or, DM us on Instagram, or hit us up on our contact page, just let us know what you thought.
More than that, we haven't really done this sort of thing since the beginning of the podcast, but I'm going to do it right now. Please share it with other people. We haven't told you guys about this for so long.
No, yeah.
But please.
Please, especially last episode, plug that episode.
Please.
Yeah, it was a really good one.
Yeah.
But that's basically all the housekeeping stuff.
Yo, check out this Riz.
Please. That's basically all the housekeeping stuff. Now we're about to deliver you one of our most lazy episodes ever.
Nah. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. We're timely. We're timely because we're covering this topic.
No.
I know. In a timely manner.
The only reason I said that because I was like, I feel like...
Yeah, to contrast our most ambitious episode.
Yeah, I know. It seems very like...
Yeah.
Oh, now these guys are reading articles. But it has been a busy few days for us.
It's been a busy week, bro. I got a lot of crap coming up this week.
I know. Completely irrelevant. You guys don't care. We know. But we ran a 5K.
Oh, yeah.
I died after.
Yeah, that's also true.
But,
we survived.
We did. I'm proud of our efforts, our fastest 5Ks.
Yeah, my fastest 5K for sure.
Mine too.
Yeah.
So we really killed that one. But and we also raised money for asthma. So it wasn't just it was yeah.
We weren't just running just to run, although we do that sometimes.
No, we don't.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, all that aside, enough of that. Let's get right into the episode. So
let's get right into the news.
Yeah, so let's just start off with Spring Weekend. So
tell me a bit about Spring Weekend, Ale.
So Spring Weekend, I'm totally not reading here. Is basically a music festival that we have here at Brown, and it happens at the very end of April. Well, I guess maybe it wasn't always this way, but at least during our time here, it happens at the very end of April, basically transitioning into May. And it is where a number of artists, well, actually, that's the main attraction. The main attraction is the Brown Concert Agency, which we can explain in a second. Gets, you know, I would say famous, relatively, you know, well-known
Yeah.
artists to come to campus and perform for students, and it's kind of I'd say like a both end of the year, big, like, you know, fun thing to do, but also a bit of relaxation before finals. Kind of harkening back to last episode, how one of the topics was like stress relief. It's basically it's a form of stress relief, and there are other things that happen around campus. You know, there's a like midnight breakfast or like breakfast at like 9
Yeah, and also the primal scream.
Yeah. Gigs on the Green, and right after gigs on the Green is Funk Night on the Green. Show up to Funk Night, which is something else we run outside of this if we've never talked about it on the show. Or
We have.
I mean, we
just
have
a long
but,
time ago.
But if you're a new listener and you haven't heard about it, Funk Night at Brown. So it's just a series of events that happen on campus. It's basically just spring weekend, a big weekend of just fun events and a lot of music and letting loose before finals, because at least how it has been in recent years is a spring weekend starts at the beginning of reading period, which basic gist is reading period is a period where it's optional.
Where
really.
people read.
Yeah, basically. It's optional, really, but usually professors stop teaching their courses. Well, that sounds very, like, lazy of them. But, like, essentially...
They give people a little bit of a break before finals.
Yes, the classes end, so lectures stop, and the whole point is basically you read, like, you study. Like, it's basically, like, a week and a half, or, like, maybe 2 weeks.
It depends on when your finals
It depends on when your final is, but, like, it's basically just so you can study. Like, that's all you do. Or, well, that's supposed to be all you do.
The first three days of reading period
Is
usually
lazy.
goated because you don't do anything because finals are still a week off. And then you get into this, like, then you actually realize and it sets in, you're like, oh, God.
Yeah. So...
We're getting off topic.
It doesn't matter. This is a podcast. Yeah. So adding on to that is the Brown Concert Agency. So essentially, it is like a fully student operated organization, and they are tasked with getting these artists to come to campus, sorting out all the financial arrangements with them and the artists, and also like they pick like who comes to campus basically, which is, I guess, wasn't in our original plan, but I did want to talk about just briefly the stress that comes with like being part of Brown Concert Agency.
Yeah.
So I know this is a conversation we've had.
I think they catch a lot of flack from students.
Yes, they do catch a lot of
shit.
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine, right? You are part of a relatively small group of students who basically pick who basically organizes one of the biggest highlights of the year for the rest of campus.
Mm-hmm.
And it is impossible to please everybody. There's this phrase that I saw on Reddit one time, very fitting considering there's a Georgian next to me, but it goes, you may be the sweetest peach on the tree, but not everybody likes peaches.
That's true.
Point being that no matter who these the Brown Concert Agency picks, that one of said artists may not be somebody's cup of tea, and so that person is probably not going to be too happy.
Yeah.
And so the whole point being, it's hard to please everybody, and also there are definitely limitations in like who you can bring to campus. Like I can imagine like we're not getting a Drake or The Weeknd, so like
I only call you when I get my salary.
Yeah. I don't think that is very doable, right?
We ain't got the bands for that. I think, you can read all about this. The Brown Daily Herald, which is our sort of student newspaper, published an article about this year's spring weekend a couple of, maybe a week ago at this point, maybe a week or two ago. And it outlined a little bit more of the process, but the TLDR is that they get a budget of $500K, and $350K of that goes towards actually paying the artists and negotiating contracts. The other 150 goes towards like actually putting on the event. But yeah, like you can imagine that like with that much money, you're gonna be able to get some a decent like some pretty solid acts, but you know you're not gonna get Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think my personal take is like I've always wondered. First of all, I think BCA is like a very rigorous interview process.
Yeah.
Like it's very selective to actually get in. And more than that, like I don't know. I can imagine that it's probably stressful being on the board, but
For sure.
I'm not about to say like if I was on BCA I would, but like if I was on I don't know. I think like the way I see it, there's kind of two ways you could go about organizing something like this. You can either like really go all out and get like a relatively big name, like maybe not like the number one artist on the Billboard charts right now, but like you could probably get someone pretty huge. But the problem is that doesn't leave you with a lot of budget for everyone else. So you either don't get a lot of other artists or you just like end up with like local acts to sort of fill up the roster. And the other way that BCA does it, which I think is probably the more effective way, is it fills it with like not like the top of the tops, but just like a solid range of like a very diverse and inclusive group of sort of like up and coming artists who aren't like the biggest, but you know they're definitely there. I think it's easy because I think we're gonna go through the Wikipedia page in a little bit and say like, you know, who are some really notable names that we've gotten, and you'll see some of the biggest names like in music. Ale mentioned that like you told me a long time ago that when your mom was here, A Tribe Called Quest came. I've heard, you know, we've gotten Bruce Springsteen, like the B-52s, Kendrick Lamar, Mitski, Phoebe Bridgers, you know, like really big names. But it's easy in retrospect to be like, they got them and we're getting, you know, whoever we got. But I think it's also important to note that for most of these artists, they weren't like anywhere near the peak of their career when they played Spring Weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like,
And yeah, that's the thing. Like,
it's easy to judge, but you know,
it's like the artists that we will get, that like we get now, like during our time of Brown, may be that big in like 10, 20 years, and then people from, like people who are at Brown then are gonna be like, bro, can you believe that they got, who did we get last year? Flo Milli, like.
I'm not gonna lie, Flo Milli's performance was fun, but if I see one day in like 10 years Flo Milli is on the same tier as Kendrick Lamar, I'm quitting, bro. I'm quitting.
All right, fair, bad comparison. I mean, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that.
You heard it here first.
No. It's not like that.
Flo Milli, if you're listening, Ale has beef with you.
I promise, it's not like that. It's
Oh, doesn't she have a song called Beef?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Not Friendly. Not Friendly is a banger, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's a bop.
It's not like that, I promise, I swear. But yes, anyway, so before we unveil who we have now this year, we'll talk about some of the artists that have been here in the past to kind of emphasize our point that it's easy to say these things in retrospect. And then we can just briefly talk about last year and like who we got last year and what we thought, and so, oh, hell no.
What?
No, I just said they got Ella Fitzgerald in 1965.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, that's incredible. Wow.
Bro, I was here. Ray
In
Charles
1965.
in 1967? Damn, bro. Where's my bag, bro?
Okay, can you elaborate? Like, I'm not sure I'm getting the joke here.
Have you not seen... For those who don't know, my glasses are transitions, and and I have been told on numerous occasions that when I am seen in the sunlight, I look like Ray Charles.
That's out of pocket.
This is something that
That's foul. That's actually foul.
My school security guard used to be like I'd be walking down the hall, he'd be like, Ray Charles. And I'd be like,
that's crazy. That's okay. Fucking Stevie Wonder.
For reference, actually, for reference. I mean, if you want a reference, quick plug. I think. Let me double check real quick. Hold it. For reference, go check out the thumbnail of our last episode, episode 42 of the Out of Pocket podcast. While you're at it, go watch the episode because it's our best episode yet. Anyway, my glasses are transitioned in that thumbnail, so for reference, go check it out. If not,
Georgia. Georgia.
But yes, so they had Ella Fitzgerald in 65, Ray Charles in 67, James Brown in 68.
Oh, James Brown would have been epic, dude.
Yeah.
Would have gone crazy.
Bruce Springsteen in 74, U2 in 83, REM in 85, Sonic Youth in 98.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. At least for the pre-2000 acts, they got them when they were like pretty big. Like getting Bruce Springsteen in the late 70s, like REM in the mid 80s, like come on.
Yeah, that's kind of facts. But like whatever. And then more recent headliners. We had Snoop Dogg in 2010, Gambino in 2012.
Oh, that would have gone crazy.
I know. Kendrick Lamar in 2013, Young Thug in 2017, Daniel Caesar in 2019, and Mitski in 2019. And non-musical spring weekend guests include MLK in 1967.
Are you serious?
Apparently.
Dang.
And Allen Ginsberg in 1968.
I have a dream that we're all gonna get down on this beat, and then James Brown hit it, and then
That's foul. No, he was King was actually here when Ray Charles was here. So.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Charles, hit them keys.
I don't know why we're doing the Obama voice for MLK.
Is there something about those
charismatic,
the black prominent speaker?
Yeah.
But so those are some of the artists that we got, and as Dhruv mentioned, like A Tribe Called Quest was I don't know the year exactly, but my mom was here. Damn, actually, I can't expose her like that. 88 to 92, somewhere in there, and
somewhere in there.
Yeah, like
okay. Tribe Called Quest game. Yeah.
No. I meant like yes, yes. My mom was here from 88 to 92, and somewhere in there, Tribe Called Quest came. She also said, I forgot. I had asked her who else, and she gave me somebody else. I can try to find it in the time that we're talking, but I don't want to hold this up.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are some of the things the artists we've gotten, and like as Dhruv mentioned earlier, like it's easy for us to be like in retrospect, oh, they got Kendrick Lamar and Childish Gambino, but like as we talked about, like
like in 2012 Camp came out, right, and then in 2013 that would have been the year after Good Kid, Mad City came out, but that's still a while before T-Pab, Damn, and like. I think it's easy now in retrospect to be like, Good Kid, Mad City is one of his best albums, because it is. They're all good though. But like, I remember I wasn't listening to Kendrick Lamar back then. Like, I only really found out who he was, and I think the general public, like the non-hip hop listening public, only really found out who Kendrick Lamar was like 2014-15 when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, and then especially in 2016 when he won the Pulitzer Prize in Literature. And then you had a bunch of racists being like, rap is not literature, and you're like, oh boy, oh jeez, oh man. Anyway, anywho's, we move.
De La Soul.
De La Soul, that sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
Soul hip hop group. Yeah, I'm sure I've heard one of these songs at some point. Oh, they're still together.
Oh, bro, dude, The Magic Number. That's the song from the end of No Way Home.
Yeah,
the magic number.
Yeah. There you go. But anything else you want to say about Spring Weekend before we dive in? Oh, last year's Spring Weekend. Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. It was really interesting to see. Okay, so the neat thing about Spring Weekend is it takes up the entire main green, and you don't realize how much capacity the main green has until everyone is on it. Like, you've seen pictures from 420, but, like, it's a different vibe on Spring Weekend. Like, that shit is packed. Like, they take off everything to make room for that stage.
Yeah, and there are, like, food trucks.
Yeah. A bunch of rowdy kids.
Ben and Jerry's. My God, I'm blank. Dell's.
Yeah, Dells shows up.
Iconic.
I didn't even know what Dells was before I came to Brown, and now that I'm here, I'm like, dang, there goes Dells Lemonade.
Oh, they keep track. BCA keeps track of his pass. So, real quick. So last year we had Smino, Ari Lennox, Flo Milli, Thames. I don't know. Are these two super artists? It was right. Almaray. And
Yeah.
Then, I want to.
May.
I guess. So yes, and then the Undertow Brass Band.
Oh shit! I didn't realize the Undertow brass band played. Well, that's also because we didn't get in for like a hot minute. Like we were not there at the beginning of like the day, and then I didn't even end up going the second day. Yeah, I now realize that if you want to get in,
They had Anderson .Paak.
Ain't no, and the Free Nationals, bruh, and Rena, ain't no way.
Rico Nasty. Erykah Badu.
Young Thug.
They had Thundercat in 2016.
Oh, Fetty Wap.
And Mike
Can I get to the yams?
Pusha T came once. Lauryn Hill.
Huh?
2014.
Diplo.
Chance the Rapper.
I know we had this whole segment about Chef Don't Judge, but we should probably, I don't know. We should probably get off this topic.
Yeah, but I'm just okay. We're done.
Wait, who came in '69?
Oh,
Is that Janis Joplin?
Yeah,
Holy crap!
Smokey Robinson, Herbie Mann. What does that say? G. Lightfoot, Carlos Montoya, and Harvey Cox.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, yeah, I think the festival has an interesting history, and like, I will say, I pulled up to last Spring Weekend not knowing a single artist or having listened to any of their music, and I still had fun. It's just a good time listening to live music. I mean, that might just be like a me specific thing to where like I can pretty much get I can get jiggy with most types of music. There are very few types of music that I cannot like vibe to. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but yeah, I don't know. Which is kind of why I'm excited for this year's Spring Weekend, because I think they got a lot of variety. I think the one thing I am looking for though is even though Flo Milli's set was super fun, at the end of the day, someone pressed a button on a laptop and she rapped over it. I am really excited to hopefully see some of these musicians incorporate like some live like instruments into their acts.
The drummer last year.
The drummer, yeah, like I don't know whose act that was, man.
Me neither. Biggie.
Biggie Smalls Spring Weekend 2022. Only real ones know. But no, yeah, like we walked in right as someone was finishing their set, and the drummer and the bassist were just popping off. It was incredible. And I'm like, oh, if this is what Spring Weekend's like, it's gonna be awesome. Then we stood there for like an hour before Flo Milli came on, and Biggie performed a set in the middle. And then Flo Milli came on, and like it was fun, but also kind of underwhelming, given that I had to hype myself up till that point. I don't know. Anyway, I think we've talked enough about like the history of Spring Weekend. Let's get right into it.
All right. So, who's our Spring Weekend lineup for this year?
So, Up first, we have the Undertow Brass Band. They are going to be playing on Saturday. According to their website, they're a brass band from Providence. We prove that great parties need no electricity. I love that. Since 2005, they play pretty much all sorts of gigs. Let's see here. All-night parties, community benefits, playing bars, clubs, streets, libraries, cemeteries.
Huh?
Weddings, bus stops, and playgrounds. They've played with Blondie, Ninja Sonic. Yeah, no, they've also played at Lollapalooza and Newport Folk Festival, and around the world. So I don't know. I'm excited as a brass player myself. Yeah, like extra Dhruv lore for the people who don't know. I've played trombone since like 6th grade, and I was a marching band kid in high school. So it is very exciting to see some brass music. Like if people can tear it up on like trombone and trumpet, it's gonna be a good time. So as I mentioned, I was sort of I kind of want to see instruments being played in a live music setting, and I'm sure the Undertow Brass Band is going to deliver, and so I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you mentioned like before, I don't think we were able to see them.
Yeah.
Last year. And honestly, realistically, probably not this year unless we're like camp out basically.
I'm willing to, because like, yeah, I do want to see this group.
Mm-hmm.
But some of their albums include You Can't See Inside of Me, Classy, live in Pawtucket, and my favorite, We Blow You Suck. That's some brass themed humor for y'all. Anyway, anything more you want to add?
No, I don't think so. So I guess this is in no particular order, by the way. We at least day of it will be in a particular order. I'm saying as we sort of feed you these artists, it's in no particular order. Ethel Cain is coming on Sunday. Another artist which, as far as I'm aware, neither of us knew or know nothing about.
So actually, Ethel Cain is one of the few names I actually did know when they dropped the lineup, but that's only because I am friends with a decent amount of people who listen to Ethel Cain.
Okay.
Like most notably Ava, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was crazy, dude. Like literally the week before Ava called that shit, she's like Ethel Cain at Spring Weekend. Nobody believed her. She's laughing at us now.
I respect it. Ethel Cain, his real name,
What?
Hayden Silas
Anhedonia.
That's on you, bro. You're the classics major.
I'm just reading it off of Wikipedia.
You're the classics
bro.
major.
What does being a classics major have to do?
That you're exposed to like weird ancient words like that.
Just because the O has an umlaut over it doesn't make it like an ancient word.
Look, bro, when you're a CS major and all you know is ASCII, yeah, that shit's ancient, bro. All right, that's on you, bro. That's what I got you for. Known professionally as Ethel Cain. I'm joking. This is no disrespect, please. It's satire. An American singer-songwriter born in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah.
Check out episodes 37 and 38.
Like, low-key, weird amount of South represent in this year's lineup. I respect it.
Just, snippets. Ethel has created her own style. It says, inspired by Christian music and Gregorian chants. She's released various mixtapes and EPs under the moniker White Silas. So I guess, as we kind of... Because, the whole point of this the episode, at least as we have constructed the segment, is that we, try to sell these artists.
Mhm.
I mean,
Also,
then again,
like-
this episode's a little more, like you said, kind of.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, I don't know. I haven't really listened to most of these artists. I'm kind of waiting to be surprised at Spring Weekend to just see what's happening. More than that, though, it might be like, I don't know. Unfortunately, I just don't think we can play copyrighted music like that on the show. Otherwise, we would show you guys. But yeah, I don't know. Just that quick aside. Continue.
Yes. Also, I just oh wait. Hold on. Oh, okay, I see. Or well, I'm a little confused.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can help me parse this. I was reading kind of further along, and it says on her 20th birthday, she publicly came out as a trans woman. I'm assuming, like, male to female.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay. Anyways, but so I guess the her applies, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. Just to be safe, I'll say they, because honestly, I can't trust Wikipedia for pronouns.
That's true. Actually, I feel like Wikipedia is probably not like the most.
FBI, we
Yeah.
know your entire life. Like,
Yeah.
but anyways, I don't mean to. So I'll just stick with they for right now. But some focus on like sort of, I guess, topics that Kane covers throughout their music. It says nostalgic and southern gothic themes such as poverty, substance abuse, domestic violence, death, and transgenerational trauma, which, you know, I think goes without saying are very heavy topics. So, you know, if you delve into said like this music, I think it can be heavy, I would say, but the music has been associated with the ambient, alternative rock, and dream pop genres. And the latest studio album is titled Preacher's Daughter. To quote, widespread acclaim from music critics, many of whom called it one of the best albums of the year.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm for the drama, bro. So I'm dropping this real quick. This is Ethel tweeted 20 hours ago, and I quote, "Watching Blackpink ... kind of gagged, not gonna lie." So
The Blink stands are just like
it seems
grabbing their pitchforks.
It seems like
Blackpink.
there's some beef. There may be some beef. Also, I do not know. It seems like this is just an assumption. It seems like Ethel may have. Yeah, Ethel just performed at Coachella.
Oh, no way. Oh yeah, I totally forgot Coachella's like happening right now.
I know, which is an entire like
Oh,
entire
Frank
thing.
Ocean.
Frank Ocean's
Bro hasn't dropped in years, bro.
and 7.
Yeah.
And Frank's catching some flack right now for apparently for allegedly not keeping his ego in check and being kind of one of those very
Hard artist to work with.
yeah.
That's another like quick tangent that like quick side tangent like
Go for it.
is very interesting. Like, you know, some of the greatest musicians are notoriously just like kind of ass people to work with. So apparently Prince would be super like
Yeah, I've heard.
like super awful to the musicians he'd tour with. But the other crazy thing is Prince would also like write a new song every day, apparently. There's just like a whole like archive. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Also Buddy Rich apparently would it's really funny. This story comes from Fred Chang, who is the director of my high school jazz band. He's a really nice guy. But he was basically like, apparently he went to go see Buddy Rich, who was also notoriously like really terrible to work with. And some trumpet player like flacked a note, and Buddy just like fired him like right on stage. Like, and Chang was like, I got to see Buddy Rich fire someone. I'm like, that's really funny, but also like, dang, that's crazy.
They on that whiplash
Yeah,
type beat.
no, for real. No, I mean, Buddy Rich is a drummer. He is like, he is the whiplash man. Like, apparently he would also memorize his music. He didn't know how to read. Like, yeah, that's, I don't know. It's just like
at all? Or just
like music. No, like read music. I don't know. I don't know Buddy Rich like that, but
bro, I'm seeing colors. I hope so. I was like, nah, not like that.
I was memeing. but yeah, I don't know. It's just like it makes you wonder, like, the sort of how much we're willing to tolerate from these people for their art.
And
because like hands down, some of these people are just brilliant, but
sure.
like as we know, maybe not the best people.
Yeah, and that's something that, have you seen Whiplash? Have you seen?
Not officially, unfortunately.
Okay.
Like I've only seen clips. I actually need to sit my ass down and watch that movie one day. But I know what happens.
Yes. Well, one of the things I like about Whiplash, I'll be candid, is it covers the general theme of like how much you need to sacrifice, both like of your time, but also just like of yourself and like your and the things that mean the most to you. How much of that you have to sacrifice in your life to really be the best in like a field, right? Or like whatever endeavor that you want to pursue. So I don't want to spoil the movie for you.
No, I know what happens.
I'm always talking
to the audience, yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, essentially, it brings into question like kind of the perspective of the artist of like, to really be the best, like what does it take? And I'm not justifying being a bad person, all right? No, don't be a bad person. I'm just saying that I think it goes without saying the world is really gray, and so
I don't know.
Who knows what they're.
I actually saw a really interesting video essay once that was like, Whiplash is great, but the Devil Wears Prada did it first. And then I watched it and I'm like, actually they're kind of spitting, like, this is facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's interesting because like there's also another jazz musician who I watch on YouTube, or at least I used to a lot, named Charles Cornell, who he's great. But was it him or Adam Neely? One of them, I mean, I'm sure they've both covered Whiplash at some point, but Adam Neely, yeah, I think it was the Adam Neely video. He's actually, very much involved with the New York jazz scene. So he was just talking like, like, it's stylized, but it's not like, it wasn't true to his experience. Like, the interesting thing about the jazz community is you're gonna have a lot of dudes with a chip on their shoulder, just because it takes a lot of effort to fucking woodshed and get the chops like that. So like, understandably, but I think the whole point of Whiplash is like he sacrifices all that because he's being like manipulated by fucking Terrence Fletcher.
No, what do you mean, bro?
And it was only when he broke out of that when he realized, like, oh shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
interesting side tangent, and that's not even like, we're just purely talking about like, people who haven't done alleged crimes, like R. Kelly. Like, the R. Kelly debate is like a separate thing. This is purely like, people who put their art, like, they're perfectionists. They put their art above all else. Yeah. And like, there's this Tamil composer who was really like, he composed a lot of the like big music for movies from like, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, named Ilayaraja. And I went to go see him in concert a long time ago. And I remember, like, they played the end of the song, and Ilayaraja was just, like, sitting on the side, He was like, and then like the guy literally came back on. He was like, actually, like composer G said that, like, you know, that wasn't, you know, he's a perfectionist. He cares about his craft. That wasn't up to his standards. We're gonna do it again. I'm like, that's crazy. That's like actually nuts to me.
So this is something he composed and they played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I understand, but like
That's the thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
like
the thing. Like you can understand, right? Because like I mean, I can only imagine the amount of time that he spent working on the things that they stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, you have an intention. It's artist intent and whatever. But at the same time, yeah, you know, you got to be it's important to be respectful of other people.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like, you know, like kind of full circle going on, or I don't want to, but like going back to the beginning with like Frank Ocean, like man requested the melting of an ice rink that he requested in like I'm presuming months in advance, and like, you know, all these like all these
Dancers,
dancers. That's the word I'm looking for. Spent, you know, so much time working over this choreography and whatnot, only for their performance. Like they learned how to ice skate, or like maybe they knew how to ice skate before, but if they
probably already knew how to ice skate.
I don't know. You never know, bro. There might be somebody out there that's like, you know, give me them skates. I'm about to body this. But
can you get sturdy on ice? There's only one way to find out.
But you know, they spent all this time, right, and only for Frank to request that this ice rink be melted, and so, you know, all that time that they put into this one performance has gone to waste. So it's unfortunate, but okay.
Anyway, back to Spring Weekend. You're familiar with this show. You know we do this. Anyway, the next artist is Alice Longyu Gao. I apologize for my pronunciation. Wikipedia says is a Chinese singer, songwriter, DJ, and performance artist currently based in New York City and LA. Their music has been noted for its bold hyperpop production, and has been featured on BBC Radio as Tune of the Week and Women of Choice by Lady Gaga on Apple Music.
Oh.
Does Lady Gaga have a show on Apple Music? I don't know. But anyway, still like
Lady Gaga be doing whatever.
Yeah, low key. Like when you get that rich, you're doing the side quests. Like
Joker.
I'm trying to live like
Joker.
Yeah, for real. No, I'm trying to live like Snoop, bro. Snoop's been doing fuck ass since like 2005.
Yeah, Snoop was like, you know,
he performed a Spring
Weekend. I'm pretty sure he was like co-announcing something with like Kevin Hart.
He had a show with Martha Stewart.
Didn't he like do like Animal Planet like voiceovers?
He was in a Bollywood song for the Akshay Kumar movie Sing is King, and he's just up there like rapping about Mumbai, and he's like doing this shit. I'm like, Snoop Dogg, what are you doing in India?
He's bored, man.
Yeah. Oh, Snoopy Snoop. Anyway, once again, back to the artist. Says here that Gao attended Boston University. So, what do you know? Some Northeast represent. Started their career by DJing events. That's neat. Then, yeah, started releasing music in 2019-ish. Oh, that's interesting. They're on the same record label as 100 Gex. Which makes sense given the whole hyperpop production. I don't know. I like once again, Adam Neely made a video kind of covering the hyperpop genre a while ago, and he was like, low key hyperpop might become like the next. Like, remember how at the beginning of 2010 every pop song had EDM? Like every pop song had an EDM thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and he was like low key. I'm like, you know. But either way, I don't know. All I know is that I listened to one of their songs. Do you remember? Like, which one did you show me?
I don't remember.
Was it Monk? It might have been Monk.
I couldn't tell you.
Either way, we listened to one of Alice's songs, and low key, kind of fire. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like when you hear the drums go.
I will
I was
say,
like, what?
I will say I feel like it's not for me. Like I wasn't like I wouldn't listen to it casually, like in my own time.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did verify with a friend you can get sturdy to some of these songs. I'll keep it a buck. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know. Like, once again, I'm in with the sort of. I'm really into the instrumental music thing, and if there is actually a drummer playing that beat, I will get sturdy. Like, I like it. That will go hard. So I am excited for this act. Just because, like, I also think there's a difference between music that you listen to, like, you know, on your own time, and like the energy that some artists can bring to a live performance.
For sure. You know?
For sure. Like, I wouldn't listen to church music normally, but like low key, if I'm in like a huge stadium, actually, I redact. I don't even redact that. Retract that statement. Renege it. Stadium church music is the one genre of music that's actually pretty mid. Like, I cannot get jiggy with it. It's like, I'm sorry, bro. I can get jiggy with a lot of things, but I draw the line at like that Young Life type beat. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Up next, 070 Shake. Real name Danielle Balbuena. They are of Dominican descent, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Alice is playing on Saturday. When's 070 Shake playing?
I want to say Sunday. Let me double check. Yes, Sunday. Ethel Kane's playing Sunday too, so yeah. They are a part of the musical collective 070. I've never heard of them, but they have a mixtape together called the 070 Project Chapter 1, which was released in 2016. Shake released their solo debut EP Glitter in March 2018. And then, I guess, to give you an idea of, I guess, well, actually, this is interesting because I don't know. It does not say what genres.
Have you listened to any of
I have
their
not,
music?
or at least not knowingly. Look, basically, I'm just conveying a message. Don't kill us, please. 070 Shake has ties to Kanye. Well,
It's okay, bro. Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill saved
Jonah
him.
Hill saved him.
They were involved with Kanye West's production work in Wyoming on his ranch.
He has a ranch?
Yeah, in Wyoming. You didn't know that?
No.
Okay. It was like, yeah.
Okay.
Shake later signed to Kanye's label, or I guess one of his labels. It's called, it says Good Music, to his Good Music imprint. Good Music, record label founded by Kanye West in 2004. Yada, 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 yada. Anyway, Shake appeared on songs Ghost Town and Violent Crimes from Kanye West's album Ye. And they also made appearances on Pusha T's Daytona and Nas Nasir. And 070 Shake had a debut album, Modus. This is some Latin, bro. You spit this real quick.
What, modus vivendi?
No.
Vivendi. Okay.
In 2020, and its follow-up, You Can't Kill Me, in 2022, which were both positively received by music critics. And 070 Shake's, I guess, as far as I'm aware, from everything I've heard around campus, and I guess from this, their most popular, I guess, piece of music that they're on is called Escapism, with singer, I want to say Ray, but it might be, I want to say Ray.
Yeah, probably.
Which reached number 22 on the Hot 100 and number 1 in the UK.
Oh, nice. Okay, low-key, it's so funny that, like, so many songs reach number 1 on the UK charts that don't reach number 1.
Because their system's different.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So like it's kind of funny. Basically, like
You went down the rabbit hole.
it's not even that. Basically, I have for a while been a fan of KSI.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not some of his recent actions, but anyway.
What happened to KSI, bro?
Nothing. There was like a whole big scandal where
Uh-oh.
there was two big scandals. One where he like he tweeted some stuff about a boxing commentator, which was pretty unwarranted.
Bruh.
And then like his manager proceeded to fire said commentator live on Twitter,
Bruh.
which was also unwarranted. And like I don't know, everybody like sided with his name's Wade. Shout out to Wade. I still watch him on YouTube all the time. Everybody sided with him because obviously he didn't do anything wrong, and like man came out with the receipts, made a 22-minute video, dropped the receipts, like cleared his name, and so like
Who, KSI?
No,
Or
Wade.
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 Is, okay.
Because like KSI basically made accusations that he's two-faced and some other stuff.
Oh,
It was
wow.
kind of rare. Yeah. It left a bad taste in people's mouths. And then he proceeded to, well, I don't say proceeded to, but in a very short span of time on an episode of Sidemen, there's Sidemen Sunday videos. Man dropped a slur.
Bruh.
Yeah. So.
Well, GG.
But anyway, long story short, KSI makes music, and I remember one of his YouTube videos. He explained like that the UK charts is like
Flying
different.
round in a rover.
Bro.
You can catch me in Dover.
Anyway, so yeah, their things are different. So I think it is from my understanding because like essentially like the number.
British drill rap is also so funny.
It depends on what you listen to. But
It's true. It's
yeah.
true.
From my understanding, some like it basically boils down to like the number of like for example like when you like get a plaques like gold, diamond, whatever, like their like systems are different in the UK. Like,
Oh,
I think it's
interesting.
like you need like the number's less, so it's like easier to like
Okay.
chart. and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's like one of the facts is apparently like Mr. Brightside has been number one in UK for like since it dropped.
Damn.
Like it stayed there, which is like I respect it, but also I'm a little concerned for the entire kingdom. Like, what are
Bruh.
y'all going through?
It's raining.
I'm sorry though. I've been there, but like, damn.
But yeah.
Anyway, anything more you want to add about 70 Shake?
I just wanted to quickly see if I could find. It says genre is hip hop, so. Kinda.
Okay. Yeah. Well, moving on, because also we're kind of running out of time here. Dochi?
I think so, but.
Dochi? I don't know. Performing Saturday. American rapper and singer from Tampa, Florida. There you go, Florida
Damn.
again.
He's Floridian.
I don't know. Her debut EP was dropped in 2020. Oh, the places you'll go. The viral
Bruh.
success of her song
Is that a
"Yucky."
Dr. Seuss book?
Yeah, it is. Yucky Blucky Fruitcake on TikTok. There you go. Yeah, it's also interesting to me how TikTok has really changed the game for how artists get big.
For sure. I mean, we've covered this. Oh boy, this is an entire episode. We've covered this briefly in our.
Oh, she's under Top Dog's label.
So I was about to say that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just noticed that. Man, so much. All right, wait. One point at a time. In some of our episodes, some of our music-related episodes, you can find them. I don't remember which ones you mentioned.
I want to say 16. The original on the record.
That's 6.
6?
6?
Oh, LOL.
But there was another one we did after that. Oh, I think it was 19. Okay, I think it was 19 where we talked about content creation,
Mm-hmm.
and we referenced 6, but you talked about Charlie Puth and using TikTok as like a,
Mhm.
yeah, that's all other. But then something very recent in development, and which we'll cover, and whenever we do our AI episode part 2, which I'm not gonna lie is, 1 takes a lot of research, 2 we have big ideas for it, 3 AI keeps changing, so like low-key it's hard to keep up. But basically like AI music is like the new biggest thing.
Drake and The Weeknd.
The Drake in the weekend,
Dropped a track, even though they
beef
beefing. Except it was AI the entire time.
Yeah. So
Are Drake and The Weeknd actually beefing?
I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like they're not great. Like they're not
Yeah.
like boys, but
Because they probably fell out.
But I don't think they're actively like,
Mm-hmm.
oh bro, like yeah.
Yeah.
So, But anyway, that's whatever. But yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I quickly looked up Dochi, and I did notice Top Dog Entertainment. That's
And Capitol Records.
yeah. And TD's right. So that's like I don't want to say some shit I don't.
TD?
TDE.
What's TDE?
Top Dog Entertainment.
Oh.
Who's on that label?
Kendrick.
Okay, Kendrick. Yeah. And is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I was like,
let's see here.
Oh no, I don't know labels like that.
Flagship artists. Oh, I mean Kendrick has since moved, but he I'm willing to say up through Damn, because he mentions Top Dog in Duckworth, but flagship artists right now, J Rock, Schoolboy Q, SZA.
Okay.
Yeah. Ray Vaughn and Doechii. Yeah. There you go. But I don't know. Either way, I hope this is kind of becoming a trend. They picked a very diverse and inclusive group of artists, which I think is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in terms of genre and style, but just identity.
Yeah.
I mean, we've mentioned on the podcast before, it's important to see people who look like you on stage and who share your experiences. Yeah, that's all I really need to say about that. But anyway, we're running out of time, so let's get to the last two artists we have yet to cover.
Yeah, so Doechii's on Saturday, by the way, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up on Sunday, Remy Wolf. Somebody who I actually was aware of before, loosely. I heard 2 songs, which I enjoyed. I did enjoy. It was Photo ID and what's the other one? Down the Line. Remy Francis Wolf, American singer and songwriter from California, so our first West Coast representative, appeared as a contestant on American Idol in 2014.
Oh, no way.
Completed their studies at USC Thornton School of Music in 2018. Had a solo debut with an EP. What are they called? An EP, You're a Dog, in October 2019. Second EP. And major label debut, I'm Allergic to Dogs, in June 2020. And then a studio debut album, Juno, in October 2021.
Anything about, genre? Anything?
It says genre soul, pop, funk, and bedroom pop.
I think the one Remy Wolf song I listened to is Monte Carlo. It's pretty catchy. Yeah, it's good.
So I guess for context, who was that? They made a song together. Was it? Hold it. I don't remember who's on that song. But Wolf opened for Still Woozy. If any of you know who Still Woozy is. And then I feel like Photo ID. I forget who Photo ID is, but there's somebody who features on Photo ID, and I forget who. But it's somebody else that I feel like maybe context would be. But doesn't matter. So yeah, they describe their own music as funky soul pop genre, and stated in an interview they want to constantly try to innovate the sound of pop music and erase the rules of pop.
Nice. So once again, seems like it's going to be a pretty exciting and fun performance.
Yeah, and just another fun fact: cites Still Woozy, SZA, and John Mayer as musical influences.
Nice.
So
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything more to add about Remy Wolf, but yeah, in the last couple of minutes of the episode, the headliner of Spring Weekend this year is going to be rapper Jid, performing on Saturday. I'm excited because Jid is from Atlanta. And also, his music is fire. I'm not going to lie.
This man's he's from Atlanta. That's all I need.
It's true, but also he's dropping heat. Background, he's currently signed on to J. Cole's Dreamville Records, along with Smino, Buddy, Guapdad 4000. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, like he sort of he sort of grew up listening to sort of Sly and the Family Stone, Earth, Wind and Fire, and then sort of shifted to listening to, it says here, Jay-Z, Nas, and Mobb Deep. Apparently he played football. Oh, that's crazy. He was kicked off the team for skipping practices. That's crazy. But anyways, from Atlanta, and I don't know, just from the like sort of songs of his that I've listened to, I think the song you might know like the most is the Arcane theme song. Was Enemy by Imagine Dragons, and it the remix that they used on the show features a verse by Jid. But yeah, I don't know, like from the stuff that I've listened to, because he was like the one artist where I'm like, you know what, I actually kind of want to listen to their music before spring weekend instead of like actually getting there and finding out what their music's like. But it's fire, bro. The bars heat. Just like very well thought out, and I don't know, I'm excited for the performance, but with that, we're kind of out of time, so unless you got anything to add.
No, I just thought there were some cool fun facts. Adopted the moniker Jid from his grandmother's nickname for him based on his jittery behavior. And then further down, I guess some studio albums, The Never Story 2017, DiCaprio 2 in 2018, and The Forever Story in 2022. He was also on Revenge of the Dreamers 3 in 2019, if any of you have heard that. I don't remember this. It was apparently on Planet Her Deluxe, like Doja Cat's album.
Yeah.
And then it says, first connection with music was through his parents' collection of funk and soul LPs. Interesting. Oh, wow.
Arctic Monkeys.
Names Arctic Monkeys as, hey, yo.
Da-da-dum-bum.
I respect it. Wu-Tang Clan, Little Dragon, yeah, Boom Bap, as you said. Nas, Jay-Z.
You want to know why I left my wife for a Ford F-150? Two words. I'm not going to finish that.
And Arctic Monkeys as his biggest influences. And also cited fellow Atlanta artists Outkast, T.I., Goody Mob, and Gucci Mane as influences.
Oh, Gucci Mane. Yeah. That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's just a little bit about Jid.
Anyway, I think that brings us to our time, so anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Well, once again, you've been listening to 101.1 WOPPIP, WDRVIP, WALEIP Providence.
You guys can find us at www.theoutapocketpodcast.com, and Outta is spelled Outta. You'll know you're on the right website because I finally look like my Bitmoji. And through our website, you can find links to our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Instagram.
And speaking of that Bitmoji, I haven't had my hair on the sides long like that in a while. But you can also hit us on the contact page on our website. Email us. Let us know what you want to see. If you want to be on the show. Listen to the last episode we dropped.
Yes, go check out the last episode.
I thought it was really funny.
We cannot plug it enough.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in again to the Out of Pocket podcast. We'll see you next week. And we'll catch you guys at spring weekend.
Yeah. Usually I'd say catch you guys later and take care. But honestly, catch you guys this coming weekend and take care.